Hey ladies, welcome back to Somebody Come Listen to This podcast. I am your host, Nava, and please, if you are new here, please subscribe and get down in the comments and chop it up with us. So I'm not going to take too much of your time. I'm going to get right into this video, and we're going to talk about the man versus bear topic that everybody was talking about on TikTok a couple of months ago. So a lot of men were coming on and making videos about why they don't understand why women would choose a man over a bear if they were like lost or stuck in the woods, and they were just being like just gaslighty and just lying like they like to do. But it is some men out there that actually made videos on TikTok that talked about why they think why the women actually chose the bear over a man, and why they would want a bear to be in the forest with their daughters instead of a man. So we're going to listen to the men who are actually not gaslighting us and telling the truth, and I will come back with my commentary after this.
Well, girls are taught? No, of course you don't. Girls are taught that if a man tries to abduct them by pushing them into a van or something like that they should fight with everything they have, and that it's better to die on the street than get in that van for whatever happens next. You know what else that girls are taught? That they should use their nails and their teeth so that afterwards there's DNA evidence. Afterwards, there's an assumption that this is going to happen at some point in a woman's life, and that they need to know this information. You see, for men, the question of, is there anything worse than death? That's debatable. But it's not debatable for women. You ask any woman that question and they're going to say, yep, there are things worse than death. Now, this mindset that you have that so readily ignores the viewpoints of literally half of the people in the world, you can easily fix that through practicing empathy. So use your brain, use the brain that God or the universe or Cthulhu or whoever gave you, and tap into your imagination. Use your imagination to put yourself in someone else's shoes for a little while and feel what they feel, and then you'll start to understand.
Did you know the black bear is one of the most dangerous land mammals to ever set foot in North America? That being said, as a criminal defense attorney, I have never represented a bear for domestic violence. On the contrary, I have represented a few men.
Would you rather our daughters be alone in the woods with a man or a bear?
Alone with a...
Thank you.
Like our girls?
Yeah.
Like in the forest?
Yeah.
With a bear or with a man?
Yeah.
Is there any other choice?
No.
What if with a woman?
No, that would be my choice, but a man or a bear?
This shouldn't be a hard...
No.
I want to say
now
man.
Now you know how us women feel.
Yeah, I want to say man, but then I think like if the bear... Well, most of the time the bears just mind their own business.
What about man?
They don't prey on humans very often. Whereas if there's just a creepy man in the forest, what are they doing in the forest? It could just be a total weirdo.
So, bear or man?
I feel like if it's just like a...
What's your heart telling you?
Bear, because like
No.
I don't feel the like I don't know, the bear has fish, goes after all this other stuff.
Yeah.
You don't hear it very often, even here in Alaska where there are so many bears. I mean, I have faith in humanity, but not that much with my girls. Like, in a forest where nobody can see what the other person can do. I'm gonna have to go with a bear, sadly.
Sadly.
Wow, what a question.
Would you rather I be in the woods?
Gay fun.
No, stop. Would you rather I be in the woods alone with a bear or a man?
A bear.
Bear? Why bear?
I don't trust men.
You don't trust men? But what if I told you, like, well, not all men are dangerous?
I know.
It's still bear?
Yeah.
Yeah? Thank you.
Women are choosing bears, men are choosing trees. Now, one thing that we really do need to talk about is men need to understand that a large part of why they can't talk about their feelings to women, and really just in general, is because of the big P word, which is,
patriarchy. Just don't scroll away from this video. Just listen, okay? Just listen. I'm not gonna rag on men in this video. I'm just going to it's gonna rip, okay? Patriarchy is what's warranting that you as a man be a mindless soldier worker drone that has little to no humanity, okay? When women say that they don't want to be with a man who shows his emotions or cries or talks about his emotion, that woman is incredibly toxic. Those women who act like that are incredibly toxic, but they're acting that way because of the patriarchy. They have also been indoctrinated into patriarchy just like you have. First, men need to start talking to each other about their emotions. Y'all need to start having conversations with each other about your emotions and what you're going through as men. You guys need to be creating brave spaces for you guys to come together and just talk. Group therapy is extremely effective. If you want to be with a woman who lets you vent and talk about your emotions and allows you to be vulnerable, which you should want to be with somebody like that. Women who are gonna want you to do that are going to be the feminist women. It's going to be the women who talk about gender equality and not the ones who are trying to be traditional and whatnot. Those are the women who are gonna tell you, shut up and go make money. Those are the women who are going to tell you to shut up and go make money and then try to cheat on you with the other man or whatever who looks better or whatever other things you guys are afraid of, right? Now, I'm not saying that every feminist woman is perfect. There's going to be some women who only adhere to first wave feminism who are still going to look at you and tell you that you need to shut up and just go make money and whatnot. And those women are still incredibly toxic and incredibly bad. But the feminist women are going to be the ones who welcome you talking about your feelings to them. Welcome your vulnerability and your emotional availability. Being anti-feminist doesn't just hurt women, it hurts men as well.
No way y'all would rather be trapped in the woods with a bear over a man.
All right, let's break this down so everybody understands why you should choose a bear over a man. Not even just women, honestly, everybody should pick the bear. Reason number one, a bear is not gonna act any differently when it realizes there aren't any witnesses. The bear is gonna act like a bear. However, there are quite a few men who will act very differently upon the realization that nobody else is watching. Reason number two, bears do not want to talk to you. If a bear knows you are in the woods, it will literally leave you alone. You will never see it. This is why the biggest safety advice to anybody who's camping in bear country is just to make noise. If you're with a group of people, have conversations. If you're by yourself, periodically just shout, bear. They also sell bells that you can hang on yourself if you're a solo hiker that will continually make noise to let grizzlies and black bears know that you're in the area. So long as you do not surprise them, it is very unlikely that you will encounter a bear. Millions of people camp every single year all across bear country, and very few of them have any direct bear encounters at all, and very few of those bear encounters are ever even lethal. Whereas if a man is alone in the woods with a woman and they hear a noise, they will likely do the exact opposite and go towards that source where they know there is another person. Especially if this is a nefarious man who knows that the other person in the woods is smaller and weaker than them. Reason number three, bears do not want to attack people. If you get attacked by a bear, it is almost certainly just due to one of two reasons. Either one, you startled it, or two, you ran across a mama bear with her cubs. And since you're alone with this bear, I think we can assume that this is not a mama bear with her cubs. However, there are men that do enjoy hurting and taking advantage of others and will rush to the opportunity to do that once given the chance. Reason number four, bears are very predictable. If you've ever gone camping before, you've likely been taught how to scare off a bear. You make yourself really big and make a lot of noise, and most of the time they just run off. Now tell me, if you were a woman alone in the woods, how would you scare off a man? There is not a fucking answer to that question. Remember, the question is not, would you rather get into a fist fight with a man or a grizzly bear? The question is, would you rather be stuck in the woods with either a man or a bear? And considering the bear almost certainly wants nothing to do with you and therefore will not pay you any attention, you should choose the bear.
I made a woman uncomfortable and scared today, completely unintentionally, and it kind of fucking broke my heart. I was leaving the gym, and as I was hopping into my car, this chick pulled up like 3 or 4 rows right behind my car, and she has to pass my car to get to the front door. So I hop in my car, and as I'm like turning it on, I make eye contact with her through my side mirrors, and she sees this, obviously. When I made eye contact with her, I rolled my windows down, not to like talk to her, but to like air out my car because I was already sweating from the gym. And she whipped a Yui like immediately and went back to her car. So in my mind, I was like, oh, she probably just forgot something, like whatever. So I went back to just looking at my phone. Like my head was down, I wasn't watching her. I was probably on my phone for 2 to 3 minutes. When I got done, I looked up and she was still in her car. The second I pulled out of the parking lot, she walked in. And I was like, I was like, holy shit. She was like afraid of me. She thought that I was sitting in my car waiting for her to go past my car. Which, like, that kind of, you know, gives off the vibe of, like, trafficking. Or, like, I was gonna talk to her, and she, like, was genuinely afraid of me. And that fucking breaks my heart, because I didn't do anything. I mean, yeah, I made eye contact with her, and I rolled my windows down. I guess I did that at a very inopportune time. But I guess that just really goes to show, like, how alert and aware women are of their surroundings. This is the first time, to my knowledge, that I've made a woman, like, feel that way, feel threatened or afraid. And it sucks. I did not enjoy that. Like, I was in shock when I left, and I mean, I just got home 5 to 10 minutes ago, and it's like ruminating in my fucking head, and I don't like it. How do I prevent that? Like, it was an accident, obviously, but fuck. I don't know.
Okay, so I need the men to understand something here. I need you to stop internalizing and think about how troubling it is that so many women are choosing the bear. That's all you need to know, right? To even question it, why is you're missing the point. It's troubling in itself that so many women are choosing the bear. There's a reason for it. So any man who questions that, like, you're thinking about it from your own perspective, right? Like, you may not be a man who is trying to harm women or hurt women in any way. So you're like, you'd rather be in the woods with a bear instead of me? No, stupid. Just like you're thinking about it from your perspective of a man that may not have any interest in harming a woman, they're thinking about it from their perspective. When they hear the question, would you rather? They're thinking about the men that have harmed them. They're thinking about their experience. So many women have been, at minimum, harassed extensively and victimized by men, right? Some on more than one occasion. So when they hear the question, a bear or a man, they're like, men have done me harm, right? So I'm gonna take my chances with this bear. That's what you need to understand. And I don't think, as long, I know this conversation has been going on for a while, but it doesn't matter how long it's been going on. There's never going to be enough men to speak on this, because men are the primary perpetrators. So it has to be men speaking out and giving it from a male perspective, because it's just like SA, right? Men are the primary perpetrators. So men have to stand up and say something, because women have been saying it for years, and it's like falling on deaf ears, and they're preaching to the choir at this point. So stop comparing yourself to the bear and think about why so many women are choosing the bear, right? It baffles me just for a moment. It's troubling, and there's a reason why. And the fact that you're arguing it it actually is proving their point. Like, you're not listening. I'm trying to tell you that you are a danger, that I've experienced danger at your hands or the hands of people like you. But you're like, I wouldn't hurt you. Like, what? Shut up. It's out of control. Just listen for a little bit.
To all the men who are upset over women choosing a bear in the scenario of which would you rather be in a forest with a bear or a random man, I simply have to ask, how did you miss the point? That's rhetorical, because I know how you missed the point, because most of y'all didn't even listen or understand the assignment. Let me give y'all a perspective that is so simplified that if you cannot understand it, then you have no reason to even give an opinion on the subject. In the scenario of being in a forest, which one would you rather be with, a bear or a man? The reason that women are choosing a bear is because bears, we know what they can do. We know what they're capable of. We know what bears can, would, should, and will do. A random man, you don't know what that son of a gun is going to do. At least when a bear attacks you, within 5 seconds you can meet Jesus first class. A random man in the forest could easily hunt you, stalk you, treat you like prey, do unspeakable things that I can't even mention thanks to community guidelines. You don't know because they're unpredictable. If you still don't understand the point that I'm making, I want you to go up to the nearest woman that you know and ask her a few simple questions. The first question is, when was the last time that she felt safe around a male, whether it be with friends out in public? When was the last time that she felt safe going into public by herself and or being at home by herself? When was the last time that she felt safe without a weapon in hand, which could even include keys or mace or something like that? And then ask her, how does she feel about her father or uncles? I guarantee you, if she's not comfortable with you, she's not going to answer the question, which should tell you everything that you need to know. And before somebody says, well, neither scenario is safe, no shit, Sherlock, that's not the point. The point is, if you knew the possibility of meeting Jesus expeditionally was going to happen, which one are you more okay with? A bear that you know what it's capable of, or a man that you don't know what it's capable of? Because statistically and historically, men have done more damage to women than bears have ever mauled a person. Men been controlling women for centuries, telling them what they can do, what they can't do, making laws, punishing them. May I remind you about the Salem witch trials? You know what a bear has done throughout the centuries? Shit in a forest. Honestly, the question was real simple, and if you would just actually, listen to women instead of opening your mouth and trying to give unnecessary opinions, I promise you, you would learn so much. And if you still don't understand the point that I have made as simplified as I have, then I don't know what to tell you, but ask your mother.
Absolutely appalling that women are fearful for their safety just going on a date. Women choosing the bear is about the fact that violence from men is so pervasive on the dating scene and in their life in general that they're choosing to leave dating altogether and choosing to be single because they feel safer alone in the woods with a bear than they do on a date with a man. And that is just absolutely unacceptable. And I did a really terrible job in this video of
There is a lot of men who are triggered and some women that are triggered by the fact that the majority of women out here are choosing Team Bear. But here's the thing, I want to read something to you that will help you understand your trigger or why you're getting offended or taking this personally. First off, the awareness and the trending awareness that's going around isn't about you, my friend. So I want to read something simply from a book that will help you understand your trigger, and maybe it'll help relieve the stress that you're taking upon yourself that is unnecessary. You're stressing yourself over something that's not even about you. So this book is called The 4 Agreements, okay? And one of the agreements in life is do not take anything personally. Now let me expand on that. Don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say or do is just a projection of their own reality, their own dream or nightmare that they're living in. There's a lot of women out here who are suffering daily because of the reality that we are living in today's world. There is a lot of women who are suffering because of what have had happened to them. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. You are taking the situation and you are making yourself the victim and making it about you. So you're taking on needless suffering for no reason because of your trigger. I hope that little piece in this book, The 4 Agreements, will help you maybe open your eyes a little bit and help you understand that women aren't out here to get you, us men. They're out here to spread awareness for us real men to stand up and make a stand to help them feel acknowledged, seen, heard, understood, and then for us just to help spread that awareness. Part of this awareness is also to help people understand that are suffering, that they are not alone in what they're suffering from, and that there's other people out here that are suffering too and trying to heal from the same shit that has happened to them. Quit making the situation about you and taking it personally, because it's needless suffering on your part. When you can just simply just show empathy, understand, and spread the awareness. And make them feel that they're not alone in what they're going through. It's quite simple, really. I mean, it's called being a human being.
For all you men out there, instead of getting all in your feelings and trying to compare yourself to the bear, at least understand why the woman picks the bear. Understand from her perspective. Stop getting in your feelings, please.
We're alone in the woods. Would you rather me encounter a bear or a man?
I mean, is it a friendly man?
We don't know anything else. It's just man or bear.
I feel more like bear. I don't know, because I feel like I would know what the outcome would be with a bear, even if it was like an aggressive one. I don't know what the outcome would be with like a bad man.
Yeah.
So I think I lean more toward a bear. I mean, both situations, I guess you hope for a good man and a good bear.
Yeah.
But I think you're more likely to anticipate what a bear would do than what a man would do.
So I've been seeing this man or bear conversation all over TikTok. My students were even talking about it. And let me tell you, some of these people on TikTok are acting willfully obtuse about it. Majority of women are saying they'd rather be in the woods with a bear compared to a man. And y'all are getting offended, and for what? Because there is a lot of evidence that men have done pretty bad things to women. Now, obviously, it's not all men, but again, with all the evidence they have, they're completely justified in that answer. And then you got to use common sense, like a bear in the woods. A bear, that's his natural habitat. He has a reason to be there. Every bear has a reason to be in the woods, but a man, you could say some men are hiking, but that's not the case for every man as it is for every bear. And from what I've read, and if I'm incorrect about this, please correct me, but if you encounter a bear, there's a good chance the bear is going to leave you alone. Some bears, as I've heard, will try to run away from you, or if you don't do anything to the bear won't do anything. They'll go the other way, which, if that's not the case, correct me, but the worst that could happen if a woman's alone in the woods with a bear is the bear's going to unalive her. With a man, there are some men who have done some heinous things to women, and they let it drag on for so long. And majority of men who are fathers and they've been asked, would you rather your daughter be in the woods with a man or a bear? Majority of them are saying bear. They get it. They understand. Like I said, it's not all men, but there's enough evidence around it to where it's completely justified for people to say bear.
I see why women are willing to choose the bear now. These men out here are completely missing the whole point of it. And correct me if I'm wrong. It's not the fact that the choice is between being in the woods with a man or, a beast that could just savagely murder you with no thought process or anything like that. It's the fact that that's even an option or a question that could actually be asked. What has man done in the world that would equivalent to a woman actually wanting to be in the woods with a mindless beast as opposed to being in the woods with someone of the same species? Not even trying to be funny. I mean, I can name more serial killers off the top of my head than notorious bears, but I know men like to think, just black and white a lot of times, just straightforward thinking. And I guess women, they like to go around and collect all the details, but it's not a question that's meant to be answered because it's a question that shouldn't have to be asked in the first place. I am personally no expert in women, but listening does help. Also, I have ADHD, so that's kind of my thing anyway, so yeah.
Would you rather one of our daughters be alone in a forest with a bear or a man?
A bear. Definitely a bear.
Why?
Because a freaking bear is safer than a man.
You know what? I'd rather have her get mauled by a bear because it's a quick death
Don't even say that.
compared to getting abused and harassed by some random man.
I'd rather have the bear.
Why you pick a bear over a man?
Because the man more danger. The man more danger than the bear. The bear you can run away.
A bear.
Why?
Because I don't trust men.
It's gonna be a bear. I don't want my daughter with a random guy in the middle of the woods. I'd rather take my chances.
Maybe the bear
Why?
might not do anything. She screams loud enough.
Oh my gosh, I feel like it's an impossible choice. It just shows you how much I don't trust other people. I don't know. The man.
I was gonna say,
Man.
define, okay, if you had to leave your daughter in the woods with a woman or a bear.
Oh, woman. Oh.
Would you rather your daughter be trapped in the woods with a bear or with a man?
The bear or man? 100% a bear.
Not a trick question.
A bear.
A bear? Why though?
Because a bear might leave you alone. A man. Perverted.
Bear.
Okay, why?
Maybe it's a koala bear.
No, it's a regular black bear in the woods.
A bear still.
I guess a bear.
Why?
I'm hoping that it takes her as a cub and raises her.
Just like bingo.
Probably a bear.
Why?
Because chances are a bear's not going to see a little 4-year-old threat. And she's just going to be fine.
Bear's not hungry, so I won't bother her. So I guess the bear.
Why? Why?
I had to leave Marilyn in the woods with a man or a bear. What would you choose?
A man or a bear?
A man or a bear? A strange man you don't know, or a bear?
That's a hard question.
What would you choose?
Well, they both have the ability to kill her, which we don't want. But the bear only has the ability to kill her or leave her alone. The man has 1,000 possibilities. So
I'm gonna say something here that's probably gonna anger a lot of people about this man versus bear topic, but if what I say bothers you, do me a favor and put a helmet on and go move in a padded room so you don't get a boo-boo. So the problem here that I'm seeing is the listening skills of some men, which, by the way, listening skills of a mosquito, which, by the way, did you know a mosquito is the animal that kills the most humans in the world? No? Okay, we're not gonna talk about that. Number 2 is humans. Oh, no, we're not gonna talk about that either. Bears are not even close to being at the top of the list. But that is the problem. Listening. The listening skills. Always trying to justify everything and say what your feelings are and not even listen to what someone else's is. That's the big problem with this culture and what's going on. If you can't step back and look at people's answers to this simple question, and it's not just a one in a while thing, most people are choosing a bear. You want to know why they're choosing a bear? Because you don't have to see a bear at a family reunion. You don't have to see a bear at work. You don't have to see a bear out in public succeeding, having a family, getting along with life, getting everything that they want, while you sit with the trauma and torment you have in your own head, watching them succeed while you're suffering. You'll never see the bear again if you get away. That's number 1. Number 2, bears don't hurt for pleasure and fun. They only hurt when they're provoked or when they're desperate. People do get away from bear attacks, but when you're attacked and tortured by a human, that lasts the entire rest of your life. And at that point, the people that have been through it would much rather have been, I have to say this gently, introduced to a bear and discovered no longer here in a certain way, because it's quicker and you don't live with the pain and the torment. oh, holy crap, what are we doing as a culture? What are we doing? Why are people choosing to be with one of the most powerful and dangerous animals in the world over a human that bleeds the same way that you do? And think, wow, what can we do to fix this? Because this is not okay. I'm sick and tired of hearing the justifications about it. This was a good question, and this should open up a lot of people's eyes with what's going on. And like I said, if what I said angers you and upsets you, put a helmet on and you're part of the problem. Sorry.
So that's pretty much all I had to say, ladies. You know, they know that men are dangerous for women, and women need to be careful around most men, you know, no matter how nice he appears to be, you know, and these men right here explained it perfectly. They said the same exact thing that the women who said why they would choose the bear said, you know, but they like to gaslight women, and that's okay. But we know the truth. So ladies, like I always say, practice your Second Amendment rights, and please arm yourselves. It doesn't have to be a pew-pew, but you can get pepper spray, mace, or all of the above. You know, if you're not afraid to get a pew-pew, get one ASAP. They got them in pink. They have them in purple. You can get whatever color you want. It doesn't have to be big. It could be a small one, but powerful. Yeah, I did a video a while back on all of the self-defense weapons you can get, especially for the ladies who are out here still dating and still wanting to be in relationships. You're putting yourself in harm's way a lot by doing that. You know, I'm not going to say not all, because you don't know. It's really, when you're dating, you're playing Russian roulette out here for women. So I just hope that y'all will become more alert, and you kick on your self-preservation skills, and you start talking to your girls more about, you know, the dangers that they are in, because 12, 11, 10, they're already in danger. So please keep an eye out on your girls, on your little boys, even your little, I don't want anything to happen to your sons either, but when they get to a certain age, of course, we're all on our own. But until then, if you're a single mom, keep an eye out on your girls and your boys. If you're out here dating different men, don't bring these men to your homes. Don't go to their houses. Don't be in places by yourself. Just, you know, just use your brains and be safe, because you never know when you're going to be in danger. So that's pretty much all I have to say. I will get back with you ladies again sometime next week, and I thank you for all just supporting this channel. I don't have 2,000 subscribers yet, but with your help, I'm planning on getting there in the next few months. So I will talk to you ladies later. Bye.